In the 1600s, famine plagued many parts of Europe. In response to the devastating hunger that spread across the continent, local governments began placing Hungerstones at entrances to their cities and towns as warnings to any wanderers or travelers who might come looking for food or help within. These stones were inscribed with intimidating warnings and dire threats against those who dared to steal from the townspeople, but their purpose was more than just intimidation. Hungerstones are large boulders that are found in rivers throughout Europe. They get their name from the folktale that says they were once used by farmers to predict when a famine would occur. When the river's water level rose high enough to cover the Hungerstone, it meant that a famine was coming. The people would then have to ration their food until the next harvest. If there is no water on top of the Hungerstone, it means that there will be an abundant harvest for everyone to enjoy. In reality, these so-called Hungerstones served as waypoints for those who relied on waterways for transport during the medieval era. Farmers had many methods for predicting famines, such as monitoring livestock populations or studying tree rings. In the late 1600s, a series of droughts and bad harvests hit Central Europe, causing widespread famine. The Hungerstones were a way for people to remember the dead and warn future generations about the dangers of hunger. Carved into large boulders near rivers, the stones bore inscriptions that detailed the years when the hunger struck and how many people had died. As the famine worsened, people resorted to desperate measures, eating grass, leaves, and even rats. It is estimated that around 10 million people starved to death in what became known as the Great Famine. When they found an inscribed stone marking the year 1678, it was so eroded by wind and rain they could barely read it. Hungerstones are a type of rock that forms in times of drought or famine. They are found in many parts of the world, but are most common in Europe. Today, Hungerstones can be found in Germany, Spain, Italy, Greece, and other countries. In some cases, they have been used to predict future famines. In 2022, for example, a Hungerstone appeared in Germany. This stone warned of a famine that would occur in that country in the year 2024. There was also a famine in Zimbabwe that same year. One theory is that as climate change continues, there will be more droughts and people will struggle with food shortages. As we approach the end of this century, places like Africa could see even more Hungerstones than before. We need to take action now if we want to prevent these events from happening again. During times of severe famine, people would go to the Hungerstones and carve their names and the year into the stone. This was done as a way to remember the year of the famine and to warn future generations. The stones were also used as a way to curse those responsible for the famine. In some cases, people would even offer up their firstborn child to the Hungerstones in hopes that it would appease them. These prayers often went unanswered. It is said that many Hungerstones were stolen during the tumultuous years of war in Europe. It is thought that they were taken by farmers who wanted to ensure prosperity during hard times ahead. Anyway, no matter what, we all hope for a better future, healthier atmosphere and peaceful life all over the world. Hopefully this is all just an old historical story. Tell us what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with the most mysterious stories from all over the world.